All right, here is our Buoy 10 update for August 2nd, installment number 2 of at least 30/40. So here we go. First off, shameless plug here. I just had a couple days ago a corporate group cancel out on the 4th, 5th, and 6th, so I have those days wide open. So short notice, I know, but if you guys want to go fishing, those days just opened up. And that leads me right into talking about tides. So typically on tides, you want for at least Chinook, again, this is typically not always true, the more Chinook show up when the tides have crested and they're starting to fall, you're starting to get smaller tides, which is what we're starting to go into right now. So it is early in the season, but there are Chinook. In fact, we just had a 10-foot tide exchange here today, and in that 10-foot tide exchange, we still caught Chinook. There were probably, I don't know, what I saw, maybe a dozen, 15 fish caught. So that is encouraging. You know, for these big of a tides to actually still be kicking out that many fish, that's great, especially this early in the season, August 1st, August 2nd. So hopefully when the tides continue to fall, we'll start to see some more Chinook show up. But again, that's not always the case. You know, I think it was 2 years ago, we had some growing tides, and throughout the entire season, that was our best Chinook bite. So who knows, right? In fact, that actually brings up another good point. I know I mentioned it last year as well, but if you guys are looking to plan a trip to come down here, probably the best thing that you could do is, of course, do your research, look at all the different platforms that share information and try and help you guys out to schedule and plan your trips. Take a look at tides, obviously, but what you can do is when you select the date set is go back to years past of these Buoy 10 updates and look at those similar tide sets and see how those reports went. So that way you guys can get a good understanding of, was the fishing good? Is that a good time to go? Do I want to catch Chinook or Coho? And you can get a good handle on this fishery, maybe a little bit better by using past information that we posted up here. So how did today go? Well, these big tides are tough because there's so much current, and we had to try and do our best to stay out of that current. Well, that also means there's a lot of grass and it's pretty tough fishing. If you're fishing shallow, you're fishing in the really deep water, suspended, and that outgoing tide this morning was mediocre at best. I know of a handful of fish that were caught. It really didn't start picking up until the incoming tide, so we actually didn't start today until 8 o'clock and wrapped up at 4. Now, if I were to do the day over again, I probably would have stayed out until the end of the tide. The end of the incoming tide here this afternoon, because I'm guessing that the bite probably continued once we get off the water. Now, it was not a red hot bite, but there were fish caught. That's encouraging. We had a handful of chances, kept a really nice 22-pound Chinook. It was great. Let a few shorts go, missed a couple. That was it. We killed one fish. But these aren't the best tides. This morning the weather was really bad. That south wind was cooking through here. It was raining. That might turn the fish off a little bit, but frankly, it keeps you from fishing effectively because your boat's blowing sideways all day long. So we were just all kind of searching. And honestly, there were not many boats down here, and the boats that were down here were rewarded with a pretty decent early season bite. So again, tides aren't the best, but it's very encouraging to see once we get into Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, those falling tides. Hopefully we'll see a really good Chinook bite, but time will tell. All right, well, I actually need to hurry up and get out of here. I'm already running behind. I have a customer dinner tonight, so begins the rat race. All right, guys, thanks a lot. We'll see you tomorrow, and I will be doing stuff on tech tips and how-tos and going over gear and how to set up and tides, more info, all this usual stuff. So stay tuned. I promise you we'll do it when I get a little bit more time. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Later.